Eyes up against the wall.
Yeah. Hi, wildlings. Okay, so maybe you shouldn't start like with your back totally to the wall because I don't know, it looks so like, yeah. So here we have Jeff, social distancing Jeff. Have we given you an upgrade in your name yet? We also call him Mostly Useful Jeff. Mostly Useful Jeff. And Jeff is going to help out today showing us some shoulder mobility good times. Mm-hmm. That's one way to start. And apparently Francie, the cat, is going to help. All right. So when you're ready, find a wall space that you can get your wingspan around. And let's have you start with your arms in any position and take your back up against the wall. And then just feel your body in space and take a few breaths in and out. So you don't even have to move for now, just feeling your breath. And then with your heels as close to the wall as you can get them, bring your shoulder blades to the wall. And now see if you can move your rib cage away from the wall. And then what do you need to do to press your back ribs really strong into the wall? Try that again a few more times. So letting your rib cage try to move really far away from the wall and pushing it back into the wall. And over your next few, notice if it's only your rib cage moving to and from the wall or if other things are also moving away from the wall to make that happen. And you might even on purpose move other things away from the wall just to see what that feels like in relationship to your ribs. Give it a few tries here. Cool. And now make little low swallow arms with your arms and try to bring all of your knuckles and the back of your wrist to the wall. And don't worry about your ribs for now. They're going to do what they're going to do. And from here, keep the angle of your elbows the same and try to keep scraping the wall. Try to keep touching the wall as you start to bring your elbows up to about the height of your shoulders. And then keep the angle of your elbows and try to touch your arms up and overhead. Try being the operative word. It might not be possible in a lot of bodies. And then drag your elbows back down, trying to scrape them against the wall. So the intention here, the outcome, isn't so much how much range of motion you could get, but what if it was to keep your elbows and hands touching the wall? Good. Now start to bring them up. And this time as they come to shoulder height, start to push your arms out long and extend them so you increase the angle at your elbows. Maybe they go straight, maybe not. And then start to reach your arms up overhead, trying to trace the wall. And almost like you're making a snow angel, slide them down and out, trying to keep the length of your arms. You can move your head if it feels good.
Wait, what's snow?
Oh yeah, that's right. So it's, I don't know, how many degrees out is it right now? Like 102 or so?
Somewhere in there.
Yeah. We have a ball of flames in the sky that comes every day. A sand angel? Come back to your low swallow arms when you're ready. And now move your rib cage really strong into the wall if it wasn't already. And if it's possible to let your jaw go soft or slack, let it. If it's not possible right now, don't worry about it. One strategy that some people find useful is to touch the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Now try to keep your swallow arms and keep your rib cage pushed up against the wall nice and strong. And the goal this time is to try to keep your ribs super glued to the wall as you move your swallow arms up overhead. Maybe your thumbs could touch, maybe not. Jeff, easy or hard or neither?
Both, mostly difficult.
And can they come all the way down by your sides, your elbows? Good. Pull your thumbs back towards your biceps. Try to start to push your elbows up by your shoulders. And then maybe you keep the angle and maybe they can go up and overhead. For some people, this just isn't going to be possible, and that's okay. And back down. And then take a little break, shake off. Did you survive?
Survived, still alive.
All right, come on back up against the wall. And now come back to your swallow arms. Press your rib cage against the wall again. And then from here, as you bring your elbows up by shoulder height, start to find that straightening of your arms, pushing out like you're winning whatever day we're on, as though days still existed. And maybe your straight arms can start to reach up and overhead. Can you keep your ribs super glued to the wall? Do your shoulders need to rise? Do they need to drop? What do your shoulders need to do? It might be different from Jeff. And then trace your snow angel, sand angel, your great big raptor wings, so that your pinkies maybe could even touch down by your thighs. And try that again a few times like that. And does it feel good to hold your head still or to move it around? Experimenting there. And just noticing, where are your ribs in space? What happened with them? When you're ready, shake it off. Mostly useful, Jeff does not smile in public. I forgot about that. And then when you're ready, go ahead and turn around and face the wall. And then come up to the wall like you're giving it a big hug. Remember hugs? Yeah. And then find those swallow arms again and start to trace the wall now with your chest to the wall. And just noticing what the range of motion feels like with your body in this position. And then, yep, go for that again. And then switch which cheek is at the wall. And then from here, feel your left arm in space. Try to keep your right arm roughly where it is as you start to keep you might need to take a wider angle in your elbow. Keep the angle at your elbow and start to reach your whole left arm up and over to the right, like you're doing a really slow motion high five. Yeah. and then drag it back down. Do that a few more times and experiment with if this could feel good. If there are intuitive movements your head would like to make. And maybe start to add some movement of your torso. Maybe start to increase how much you're reaching through your left arm. So that you could even, if you want, maybe even experiment with straightening your arm. Maybe not. Try one more swoop like this, whatever that means to you. Let's call this action a sort of swoopy, reachy thing, a very technical term. And take a moment, take a few breaths. And when you're ready, shake it off. And notice any difference. Take a few breaths and just notice any difference between your two sides. I'll use that as an apology for my terrible videography skills. There's a lot of body parts getting cut off of you at any one point. Yeah.
Left is feeling good.
Cool. Yeah. Does it feel any different from your right? What are you noticing?
Just a little smoother.
Cool. All right. Try the other side. So now your left arm stays roughly in the same position. And then finding a range of motion through your right arm. The wall giving you lots of external feedback as to where your body is in space. And you might start experimenting. Does it feel intuitive to move your head and neck along with this? And what happens if you start to straighten your arm or add your torso in? Everything Jeff is doing is the Jeff way to do it, which is the perfect way for Jeff to do it, but it might be really different from the way that you need to do it. So adapting for the body that you're in. And try another swoop, whatever that means to you. Take a few breaths, do what you need to do to recalibrate, and when you're ready, shake it off. And stand and have a few breaths just to notice how it is to be in your body now.
Good. Alright, it's a little looser now.
And let's go back to the original position and see if anything changed in terms of your range of motion there.
Face towards you.
Yep. So hands to the wall, swirl arms, and let's start with your ribs smooshing into the wall like we're making blueberry pancakes and we have to smoosh up the blueberries. Yeah. And then try your swirl arm reach. So maybe thumbs and forefingers making a little diamond over your head. That's cool. and then pull back down. Elbows come by your waist. Try to keep your hands super glued to the wall. And then, take your arms long and straight. And try that angel wing sweep up. So you'll notice that I'm not cueing this like as a very specific exact exercise, because it's not. We're playing around with the range of motion here in your shoulders, your glenohumeral joint, which has the most range of motion in your whole body, but sometimes we need to train the range of motion. Cool, try another bent arm swoop and another straight arm swoop, however you're gonna do that. Noticing where your ribs are in space, how you're holding your facial expression. And when you're ready, take a few breaths, recalibrate.
Walk it out. Walk it out.
Yeah, we say fuck here. That's a thing we do. It's profesh. We're super profesh, right? Yeah. What are you noticing?
Shoulders feel good. Ribs are doing a better job of staying against the wall, or at least if I notice them creep out, getting them back is easier.
Yeah. So I noticed that a lot of that range of motion really changed when we flipped you around and just gave you a different plane of movement to do the same movement in. So there's all kinds of reasons behind that, some of them specific to you, some of them specific to anatomy, biomechanics, and biotensegrity. But the idea is just to give you lots of different strategies. Yay. So leave some comments. Let us know how did it go for you. I really encourage you guys to leave lots of comments, because the more people share their experiences, the more we can see just this massive variety of ways that bodies respond to the same exercise. Movement is neutral, bodies aren't. So the more we can share with each other our experiences, the more we can learn and grow with each other and know that there's not one rule for everyone, but we can learn from each other and take the wisdom of the collection. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.
You are mostly useful.
Mostly.
And you are awesome. Thanks, wildlings. Stay safe, stay healthy. Bye. This is my hand saying bye.